Hello, we are OM05. My name is Rico van der Weideven and I will be Mr. Ward.
My name is Max Munte and we're playing Miss Berkovic.
I am Wart Houwake and I play Mrs. Pomeroy.
I am Wesley Vergaal and I play Miss Hoover.
Okay, today we gathered here for a meeting because we have a few problems and we need to discuss them to come to a conclusion. So the first problem was communications between directors and head of departments need to be improved. Max,
I will start. If there's a personal communication between the directors and the head of the department, the weekly reports will be remembered better and there will be a direct message, which leads to directors keeping in touch with the key developments in the company. It won't be like talking to a brick wall if you're sending emails.
Yes, the weekly reports are a good start, but it takes a lot of time to make weekly reports and to discuss all the things you have put into the weekly reports for one whole week.
I think that sending personal messages instead of sending emails, like Max like Mr. Merkovic said, is a very good solution, yes, for the problem. So I think that's one good solution. Do you have anything, Mr. Hoover?
No.
It would indeed take a lot of time, extra time for the employees if they also have to deal with customers. That's why it will be a great idea to appoint a new manager for key accounts, because the customers will get a closer connection with the company and it will lead to customers coming back.
And why just one manager for all the key accounts? Isn't just safer and better to divide the accounts of 2 or more managers? Isn't it possible to choose for each key account one responsible and keep everyone in the loop?
That will indeed is a better idea, because you don't have just one manager that is available with more managers.
Yes, I understand.
If you have one responsible person for every key account, you have to have very much responsible person. So you can better do one person that takes 5 or 10 key accounts.
Yes, but if something happened to him and he's ill, you have no one to replenish him or anything. You have one, and if he isn't there, you have no one.
And then you can say we take every key account has need 2 persons that are responsible. Because if one is ill, you have always one left.
I think more than one manager is a good problem. That's a good solution. But I wouldn't take like 4 or 5. I would take like 2, because 2 is like enough. If one is
It will take a lot of money to hire such managers.
Because managers are always more costly than the normal staff.
Yeah.
But they work then part-time, so you can reduce the loan costs, and
That's also true.
That's also true. Yeah.
Second
But
problem, or
That was the second problem already. So back to the first problem, the communication of the heads of department and board directors at the weekly reports. Do you think that it should be like a weekly report or like a daily report or like more days in a week? So I think like
I think a weekly report, because daily is a little bit too much. It will include a lot of time, but weekly you can just argument about the whole week.
no, but I think that like 2 reports a week is like the best solution.
yes, it's a lot of information you get from one week. So if you divide that information, you can handle it better.
You can also make a weekly, how do you call it, a weekly report, and every Wednesday or something a report from Monday to Wednesday, but you can cut it in little pieces. And also you can do every week a weekly report, and then once in a month you can sit together with everyone and you can discuss the weekly reports.
Mm-hmm.
But the information needs to be told in person, because if the information from sales representatives was received in person, then the information will be very fast received and there won't be a delay in processing orders of the BlackBerry. This will lead eventually to more profit in the company, where you can pay the new manager for key customers with.
True.
So, BlackBerries. Do we want them or not?
And the second problem, The second problem is that the head office is not receiving information quickly from sales representatives. This had resulted in delays in processing orders and insufficient information about customers. So the recommendation is issue all real sales reps with BlackBerry devices and instruct reps to send daily reports to the sales departments. So do you think daily reports by BlackBerry is like a good solution?
I have only one question about it. I think it's a great idea, but why do you use Blackberries? I can't make head nor tails of it. There are so much better phones, and it would better to
Cheaper phones also.
cheaper or
cheaper
better.
phones.
And also email is a good communication resource.
I would guess straight to the point. I think that making daily reports takes a huge part of the working time, and I think it would be better if or someone is appointed to make those daily reports like that a full-time job, or that they make again like 2 times a week a report of their working.
I agree that's too much time to make a report every day. So I think it's the smartest thing to do every week, 2 reports or something like that.
I think that if you make daily reports, it won't be like as good as if you make a weekly report. Or like
Sometimes you have a daily report with nothing interesting in it.
But do you want the same persons to make the daily reports or weekly reports, or do you want to hire new people that are especially qualified for that?
I think if you are hiring people for it, it isn't working because I can make a daily report about what you have done this day. You have to do it by your own because then it's the more specific.
Yeah, it's smarter to let employees do the daily reports because if you hire someone else, you need to talk first to that person and then to the head of the office. But if the employees just can do it themselves.
But they have to know how to make a good daily or weekly report.
I think if we choose 2 individuals that already were in our company, already work for us, that then 2 individuals can make a good, well-written report every day, and this way we don't get the wrong end of the stick because it doesn't take that much working time, and the directors will always be informed.
But we're gonna now do weekly reports, or again 2 or 3 days, or
2 or 3 days. But every time they're gonna be made, always by the same 2 persons, the same individuals.
But we do agree that you have to write your own daily report because otherwise there's a chance you don't get on the same wavelength, and you have some miscommunication in the daily report.
Okay.
Okay.
One question: are we going to work with the Blackberries or
no? I think the Blackberries are way too old-fashioned. So I think iPhones is a bit too expensive, maybe. But if we choose the like the more cheaper version of the iPhone, like the iPhone 5 or 6.
Or
if
just
you,
a Samsung Galaxy S5 or something like that.
If you want it receiving information quicker than now, and you want the best, you have to always pay something a little bit more.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but BlackBerry is just way too expensive. You can better just get a Samsung.
But
that's easy to work with and cheaper.
We can agree that BlackBerry is just not designed to work on.
Oh, not anymore. It's way too
Not
old-fashioned.
Yes.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, the third problem was the department needs a new procedure for dealing with product complaints. Recommendation was any complaint about a product which has health and safety implications should be forwarded immediately to the following departments: marketing, research and development, public relations.
Yeah, the customer help desk is a very important aspect of the company and therefore has to be well done. If there would be a personal phone call between the customers and the help desk department, they could help them immediately with their problems.
Yeah, it's a good idea, but there's more like, again, a communication problem. So when you have new devices and new phones, it will be all helped all immediately with.
Yeah, but now the help desk is via email, And if you just do a personal communication between the customers, it will be more immediately, and the customers think they will be helped and not.
Yes, and you have a lot more information than if you talk personal to a customer.
Yeah.
But do we have to hire what do you say it? New people to
For the help
for the
desk
help desk?
department.
Yes.
I don't think new people, but you can train the old people to
Yeah.
communicate better with customers.
And how many do you want in that department? Like that,
And the help desk or what?
the help desk.
I think that's just a question of time. If you have to see if you have 10 person, if it's work, then 10 person is enough. But if you is
Yeah,
if
I
you
think
just
we
work,
need to-
you need to go to 20.
Yeah, we need to like see when it actually pays out.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it is strange that not the directors are being informed about any complaints. Like I think that the directors should be informed too about any complaint of the customers, because they can they have the biggest
Yes, but are
role in
they
the company.
sent in the daily or weekly reports? But
Yes.
I assume they will make them answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
To put it in a nutshell, the complaints of the customers are very important subject of every company and therefore need to be strictly handled. When it's a complaint about a health or safety implication, it's a personal way to forward it immediately to the head, because health and safety is the most important complaint of the customer.
Yes, indeed. But is it possible to prevent these problems? Where does it go wrong? And can we invest to prevent product fails and instead to work afterwards, can make instead right? To make the mistakes right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So anyone has anything else?
Nope.
Maybe.
But do you all think that all the information should go to marketing, research and development, and public relations? I think that informing the marketing is a bit over the top. Because marketing can't like really do anything with the complaints about the customers. Sure, they can look at
Maybe if there are any health or safety implications and they're going to spread with social media.
yeah, but not every
Marketing can provide.
Cannot do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
but not every like complaint of the customers can
No, you need to
can be
separate
informed by the marketing.
Yeah, you need
Yes.
to separate the complaints.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And I have one question. What does PR, of public relations, to do with the products? It's more like
The customer wants. And public relations like
yeah,
it's the one in contact with the customers.
but yeah, okay. Yeah.
So they should know the complaints of the customers because they
Yeah.
have the one
Yeah,
You have to do what your customers want.
They were informed, like if a customer has any complaint, they should be informed, right? Or
and they should be informed.
yeah, but
Public
as
relations.
first and he as at last, say what?
What do you, so public relations need to be informed first.
Yes,
Or what?
because now they should know the problem first because they are talking to the customer, say what?
But they hear it from the customers and they have
So
to.
they already know.
So they need to inform the other departments about the customer complaints.
Oh yeah, I get it. Yes, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Well,
What are the
no, but I think that the complaints about the health and safety implications. Why only the health and safety implications? Why not the flaws of the product, like in a financial way or something like that? Like the customers think it's way too expensive, or the customers think it's way too.
I think you're gonna notice that if customers don't think it's too expensive.
Yeah, but it's only
But
they
I
only
think-
say it's health and safety implications. Why not like
Yeah,
you make an example?
The financial complaints were also handled, but the health and safety complaints are just more important because it can harm the customer. That's why they are immediately sent to the head of the office.
And
Yeah.
I think a customer is going to complain quicker about health problems than
Safety,
about health and safety problems than about financial problems.
Yeah.
Because if they think it's too expensive, they just don't buy it. And if they say to us, oh, it's too expensive, it's not like we can say, oh, yeah, take it for free or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so to put it all in a nutshell, the first problem, we are going to. The first problem was communications need to be improved between the directors and head of departments.
Yeah.
So we make reports
Yeah.
twice a week or
Yeah.
3 times a week. What do you think? Twice or three times?
I think twice.
Okay, twice a week.
Twice good. So
I think three.
maybe
times is
on
too much.
Monday, so you can to look forward for the week. You can or have a meeting. What are the goals do you want to get, and one maybe at Friday. So if
But do we?
But you
Do we
can
send?
you can do it like this. Monday you are going to say what are the goals, what are we trying to reach this week,
Mhm.
and then Friday you are going to look back at the week, and you are going to look like, oh, we have gathered goals, we have done what we want to do, and so you can do it every week on Monday and Friday.
And are we going to send it by email or are we going to talk like face to face with
I
each other?
think we should do it personal instead of emails.
Yeah, I think
So,
Yeah,
like,
something
If
like
If you have,
that.
if you send an email and the other one doesn't get it,
yeah.
yes, you need to write an email back, and he gets like a response like in a few hours. And if
Yeah.
you talk face to face, you get an instant reply.
Or you can do a conference call, so you don't have to be at the same place all the time.
Yeah,
because
sure, but-
that's I think it's expensive to have all your people at the same time in a room.
Yeah,
You
sure.
can better do a conference call.
Okay, the call is also a good solution. So that's that. The second recommendation was a new manager should be appointed to be in charge of key accounts. So we are going to point out 2 individuals or
Yeah.
3 individuals.
To
Individuals.
starting with 2 and see if it's needed to get a third one.
Okay.
and they must have already have experience in the job and
Yeah.
need to be good with customers, know what they want and how to handle them.
Okay. And are they going to work part time or full time? Those 2.
Depends a little bit on the situation.
Yeah.
I think that full time is a bit too much because
Yeah, it
maybe
starts-
1 full time, 1 part time.
If you have 2 people, you at least 1 full time. So you always have someone who can
Backing
help.
up.
Yes.
If you have 2 individuals who are full time, they just send each other's way. So I think
It doesn't work out.
no, just for 1 part time, 1 full time. Okay. The second problem was the head office is not receiving information quickly from sales representatives. The recommendation was issue all sales reps with BlackBerry devices and instruct reps to send daily reports to the sales department. So we aren't going to use BlackBerries, we aren't going to send daily reports, we are going to send 2 reports or maybe
Just a little bit the same as the head of departments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so again twice a week reports, not BlackBerries, maybe iPhone or Samsung. Probably a
I think so,
Samsung
yeah.
because iPhone is too expensive for us
Yes.
right now. And the reports are going to made by individuals who always will be making the reports, or
Yes, and they will provide only the information that we need, so we don't have too much useless information.
okay. And again, 2 individuals,
Yeah.
and they will be working full time on their reports, or they were working like once a week on reports, and then
I think
think
part-time
once a week.
is enough.
From 10 you have 2 people, and from 20 you have 4.
and how much do you think? How much time they need for 1 report to make?
Uh,
4 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Depends on the
2
week. But sometimes you have
Busy week.
busy weeks, and sometimes you're a little bit quieter, so you can depends a little bit.
Okay. And the third and final problem was that the department needs a new procedure for dealing with product complaints. And the recommendation was any complaint about a product which has health and safety implications should be forwarded immediately to the following departments: marketing, research and development, and public relations. So we are going to
Get the help desk.
get the help desk. And if any customers have a problem with our product, health and safety implications, then they go to the help desk, and from there they will work to a better solution for everyone.
Yeah, this and better communication.
Is key.
But the health and safety complaints are just the most important, so there we're going to focus on the most.
And if anyone has any complaints about health and safety implications, then they should be the main focus of the help desk to get the customer happy.
Good.
Okay, are you all satisfied with the conclusions?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm completely happy with it.
Okay, thank you for being here, and
You're welcome.
this was the meeting, so I'll see you next week.
Thank you,
Thank
Rico
you.
van Weideveen.
You're welcome.
Thank you.